Hey leaders, have you ever experienced the power of being asked just the right question at just the right time in your leadership? I know for many of us as leaders, the people around us can sometimes try to maybe impress us or tell us the things that maybe we want to hear. They don't often ask the challenging questions that make us think. Who knows? Maybe they're afraid. Maybe they don't want to change the relationship. But when I tell you, you need to be questioned, to be challenged in order to grow. As a leadership coach who partners with organizations to really move the needle with their leadership by helping them become more self-aware, I have seen so many people with blind spots because they've never been asked a darn question that will challenge them. So one of the ways that hiring managers, organizations, leaders get around this is they use evidence-based assessments that uncover things about us, about our personalities, about the way we take action, that can really set a foundation in common language so that maybe we can go about asking questions and getting to the bottom of things we don't see about ourselves. I know as a coach who partners with organizations, I've even had some of these assessments asked of me before I could start working with their clients. So, I know that as a coach, I have had a lot of these assessments asked of me with their clients. So, I know that as a coach, I have had a lot of these assessments asked of me before working with an organizational team because they want to make sure of how I fit the culture. Welcome to Leading Aware. This is a community where leaders get together, share insights, give voice to leaders so that we're not leading in silos, so that we can really continue to innovate and change, and empower our people. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with someone you know who needs it. I'm your community host, Michelle Johnson, a leadership coach who partners with organizations, teams, and individual leaders to create greater self-awareness. Guys, let's jump into these assessments. Some of the most common ones that I see I'm going to mention today, and don't worry, I'm going to have a little assessment cheat sheet that you can use to kind of look up what assessments do I want to maybe revisit after I watch this video. So the first one that I often see is the Kolbe. Now, the Kolbe accurately measures how you take action as a leader. As we know, we can have all the insights in the world, but if you never take an action, what good are they? So Kolbe is helpful to kind of know, hey, how does this person, this leader, this teammate take action? Are they more of a fact finder? Do they have to get all the information before they move? Are they more of a quick start where they just get moving and then figure out the details later? I think it's a valuable assessment and of course provides one layer of what we can kind of know about our leaders coming in. Another common one used is the DISC, D-I-S-C. And for each of those letters, it is a name of one type of personality. So a dominant personality, influencer, steady personality, or conscientious. Each of those types, we have maybe a dominant preposition towards. We have maybe a dominant predisposition towards, and that's how we are perceived by others. As someone who has a I type in my leadership, I tend to get influence, gain buy-in from the people that I lead. Whereas I have a partner right now who is more of the dominant. Look, I'm going to tell it like it is, and they are really good at receiving feedback too. So, DISC. The other one that I see often is the Enneagram. The Enneagram has numbers 1 through 9. This type of leader is a number 1. They talk about the core beliefs, motivations, and behaviors. I'm an Enneagram 7. Go look it up. But my favorite one is the CliftonStrengths. The reason why I like the CliftonStrengths, it talks about your natural strengths and talents, and we can often use those to actually do something to lean into your strengths. Now, my 5 top strengths, they give you like a list of 15 that are really core ones and some information and insight on how to use those to your advantage in your leadership. My top 5 were empathy, positivity, being a developer of people, human connectedness, and competition. What are your top 5? I want you to put them in the comments if you know them. And how you have maybe leaned into them over the last 6 months. Because action, not just insights. But as we talk about these assessments, I really want to kind of make that point. When was the last time that you pulled out one of these assessments, that you looked at what scores you got and maybe implemented something about that in your leadership? See, taking an assessment, getting asked the right question is part of it, but then what do you do with that information? As always, as a coach, you have great uncoverings, you have blind spots that you reveal, but getting into action is the only way to get from where you are now to where you want to be in your leadership. Hello. The other thing that I would love to challenge you in is getting feedback. Once you start getting into action on these assessments, hey, for instance, if I say I'm going to lean into my empathy on the job, I should get feedback from my team. How's it been going with me implementing these strengths? How's it been going with me leaning more into this? Has it helped our team to grow? Has it helped us solve more problems? Hello? Has it increased the morale around here? Because so many of us are going through different changes, whether it be the political environment, the media, having too many folks calling us and asking us questions, too many fires to put out, being called into HR over and over and over again because everybody is in their feelings. Hello? We got a lot of feels. So doing something about these insights can be really, really helpful and therapeutic in these challenging times. The third thing I want to mention is once you kind of lean into these strengths, sometimes we can take a strength a little too far. For example, I use empathy as one of my strengths. Being empathetic is an incredible strength to have because people know that I see them, hear them, value them. But sometimes that can be taken too far. Everyone doesn't need an empathetic ear all the time. Hello, sometimes we need to get in action. Sometimes you need to really be told the truth in love and get that butt moving. So I mentioned that because sometimes you can overuse your strengths, and that's not something we mention enough of as coaches. We talk about leaning into our strengths, fortifying our weaknesses, delegating to others so that we're not burned out. But sometimes in times of stress, in times of challenge, we can really lean too much into that strength and cause it to be a source of sabotage. So as we talked about those assessments today, the Kolbe, the DISC, the Enneagrams, and the CliftonStrengths, which I love, I also get into, I'm a sucker for assessments. I also get into positive intelligence, human design. There are so many different assessments out there. I wonder, as a leader in your organization, which ones do you guys use? We talked about how we need to get feedback from our teams, and we talked about how you can overuse a strength. I want to know from you, what was the biggest takeaway from our short talk today? What was your biggest takeaway from our talk today? Put it into the chat and share this video with someone you know who needs it. I look forward to seeing how you took action, hello, and what strengths you've revealed by having this conversation with yourself. Remember, asking powerful questions are the ways to move the needle forward in our professional development. Don't forget to download that cheat sheet for assessments. Put it up on the refrigerator. See what it is revealing for you. And of course, if you want to take this further in your organization, you want to take your leaders further from the assessments to be asked more powerful and transformational questions, reach out. Let's talk about how we can work together. As always and with pleasure, my name is Michelle Johnson. I am your leadership coach, and I'd love to see you soon. Leading Aware.